This girl had been rejected by 10 men in a row, all because she was plain looking and never bothered to dress up, yet her family kept pushing her into blind dates. According to tradition, the younger sister couldn't get married until the older sister did. Her sister's boyfriend had already given an ultimatum. Even stranger, in order not to hold back the younger daughter's marriage, her father actually held a mock funeral for his still living eldest daughter, right in front of all their relatives and friends. Seeing that, she felt utterly hopeless. Then this man appeared and gave her a complete makeover. She transformed into a goddess and won the heart of her secret crush, her boss. But on the day she wore her wedding dress to register for marriage, her fiancé never showed up. This girl's name was Jenny. She worked at a library, always wearing thick glasses that covered half her face. She never wore makeup, and her clothes were always plain and casual. Her father was extremely traditional. Since the older sister wasn't married, the younger one couldn't be. Either it was an unbreakable rule in their family. So both her father and her sister were anxious. Her sister Lila desperately wanted Jenny to find a husband soon, since her boyfriend was pressuring her. The biggest problem was that at every blind date, the man would either look down on Jenny's plain style or just stand her up. At the library, Jenny secretly had a crush on her boss, a handsome man named Bill. She poured her feelings into letters and slipped them to him secretly. What she didn't know was that those letters had become a joke among her boss and co-workers, who laughed at her behind her back. There was a man named Jack who lived downstairs from Jenny. He and Jenny were from completely different worlds. Not only was he tall and handsome, but there was also a fierce look in his eyes. Neighbors whispered that he was a killer who had just been released after 8 years in prison, so everyone kept their distance to avoid trouble. One day, as Jenny walked past Jack on her way to work, his gaze lingered on her. Their first real encounter happened in a broken elevator. When it suddenly broke down, the small space grew hot and stuffy. Jack couldn't take the heat and took off his shirt. Jenny panicked, worried he might take off his pants too, so she quickly took off her bear mascot head and told him to stop. Jack quickly turned around, apologizing, and said he had thought she was a man. Jenny, also feeling the heat, tried to take off her heavy mascot costume, but the zipper got stuck. Jack noticed her struggle and came over to help, but at the most awkward moment, the elevator suddenly started working again. Jenny's face turned bright red. She grabbed her clothes and ran out in a hurry, forgetting her bare head. Jack had to return it to her at the library. He brought it back and also asked her to recommend some books for him. From that day on, this man who never read books became a regular at the library. He would come by every few days to borrow books, and he always made sure Jenny checked them out for him. Every time he returned a book, he would write a love note for Jenny on the back of the book card. But Jenny was simple-minded and never noticed. She always just pulled out the card and put it away without looking at the back. Jack kept writing, and though he was disappointed again and again, he never gave up. Jenny's stress kept mounting. After another failed blind date, her sister finally exploded. Her boyfriend had given her an ultimatum: if they couldn't marry soon, he would break up with her. Crying, her sister blamed Jenny for everything.